Hello and welcome back to the first chapter of Class 7, 3 Questions. Let me give you a short summary of the previous video. In the last session, we have seen that the king has 3 questions and he is seeking answers to them. Many wise men came to the king, but the answers of his questions were so different that the king was not satisfied. So he decided to seek the advice of a hermit who was known for his wisdom. You can even watch the previous video of the link mentioned below. So now in this session, let us begin with the later part of the story. The king turned round and saw a bearded man running towards them. His hands were pressed against his stomach, from which blood was flowing. When he reached the king, he fainted and fell to the ground. Now when the king turned around and he saw that one man was running and coming towards him, he was a bearded man and he was running with his hands pressed against his stomach, from which blood was flowing. When he reached the king, he fainted and fell to the ground. Till he reached to the king, he fainted and fell to the ground. Fainted means to lose consciousness. The king and the hermit removed the man's clothing and found a large wound in his stomach. So when he fainted, that man, what did the hermit and king do? They removed the man's clothes and they found that a large wound was there on his stomach. The king washed and covered it with his handkerchief. The king with his handkerchief, he washed the wound and he covered it with his handkerchief. But the blood would not stop flowing. The king redressed the wound until at last the bleeding stopped. How many times he used to wash and cover it with the handkerchief, the blood would not stop. The king would again redress the wound. Then until at last the bleeding stopped. The man felt better and asked for something to drink. Now the man was feeling better, so he asked something to drink. The king brought fresh water and gave it to him. So the king brought fresh water and he gave it to him for drinking. By this time the sun had set and the air was cool. The king, with the hermit's help, carried the wounded man into the hut and laid him on the bed. Now, as the sun has set and the air was cool, the king and the hermit, they both carried that wounded man inside the hut and they laid him on the bed. The man closed his eyes and lay quiet. The king, tired by his walk and the work he had done, lay down on the floor and slept through the night. When he awoke, he was several minutes before he could remember where he was or who the strange bearded man lying on the bed was. Now, as the man was sleeping and the king was also tired the whole day, he had done a lot of work and all. So now even he laid down and he went to sleep. Now, when he awoke, few minutes before, he was just remembering that where he was and who that strange bearded man was lying on the bed. Suddenly the voice came, that is, "Forgive me," said the bearded man in a weak voice when he saw that the king was awake. That bearded man, when he found that king was awake, he was asking him to forgive him. "I do not know you and have nothing to forgive you for," said the king. The king said, "I don't even know you. Then why should I forgive you for something?" "You do not know me, but I know you. I am that enemy of yours who swore revenge on you because you put my brother to death and seized my property." The bearded man said that "you don't know me, but I know you, because I am your enemy and I had swore revenge on you. I had taken I had promised myself that I will take revenge from you because you had put my brother to death and seized my property and you had taken away all my property. I knew you had gone alone to see that hermit, and I made up my mind to kill you on your way home. I knew it from before only that you are going to go to the hermit's place, so I had made all this plan that I will kill you on your way home. But the day passed and you did not return. So I left my hiding place and I came upon your bodyguard. The whole day I kept waiting for you because I was going to take revenge from you. So I kept waiting alone. And as the day passed, you did not come. So I simply came out from my hiding place and came upon your bodyguards. Your bodyguards recognized me and they wounded me. I escaped from him, but I should have died if you had not dressed my wounds. I wished to kill you, and you had saved my life. Now, if I live, I will serve you as your most faithful servant and will order my sons to do the same. Forgive me. He said, if the as I was wounded by your soldiers and I escaped from them, I would have died. But it is because of you that you dressed my wounds. That is why I am saved. So now that I will serve you from my entire life, and I will be your faithful servant. And I will even tell my sons also to do the same. So please forgive me for everything. The king was very happy to have made peace with the enemy so easily and to have won him over as a friend. The king became very happy that he has changed his enemy's mind and he has won him as a friend. So he just forgave him also. He not only forgave him, but said he would send his servants and his own doctor to look after him, and he promised to give back the man his property. So now even the king that he has forgiven him, he said, okay, now I will even send my doctors also to look after you, and I promise you to return back your property. Leaving the wounded man, the king went out of the hut and looked round for the hermit. Before going away, he wished once more to get answer to his questions. The hermit was on his knees, sowing seeds in the bed that he had been dug the day before. The king went up to the hermit and said, "For the last time, I beg you to answer my questions, wise man." Now the king thought of leaving that wounded man, and then he thought of returning back. So before leaving the hut, he looked around for the hermit, and then he went to him, and again he said, I he saw that the hermit was on his knee and he was sowing seeds in the beds that the king had dug the day before. So again he told that hermit that for the last time, I'm begging you to give me the answers for the questions. "You have already been answered," said the hermit, still bending down to the ground and looking up at the king as he stood before him. The hermit, before standing up, he looked at the king and he said that all your questions have already been answered. "How have I been answered? What do you mean?" The king was amazed to know that. So he asked what my answers have been. How have I got my answers? And what do you mean? He did not understand anything. "Do you not see," replied the hermit, "if you had not pitied my weakness yesterday and had not dug these beds for me, you would have gone away. Then that man would have attacked you, and you would have wished you had stayed with me." He said, "You do not see what's going around," replied the hermit, told the king, "that if yesterday you would have not pitied my condition and you did not feel like helping me out and all that, then you would have gone away. And that person who was ready, waiting for you to attack you, he would have attacked you, and you would regret that and wished that you would have stayed with me. So the most important time was when you were digging the beds, and I was the most important man, and to do me good was your most important business." So here the hermit is telling the king that when you were digging the bed, then that was the most important time for you. I was the most important man for you, and the good thing that you was doing, the work that you was doing, was the most important business for you. Afterwards, when the man ran to us, the most important time was when you were caring for him. Because if you had not dressed his wound, he would have died without having made peace with you. He said when the man came running to us, so that time the most important time was for you, that when you were caring for him, you were looking after him. And if you would have not dressed his wound, and so if you would have not dressed his wound, then definitely he would have died, and he would not be able to make peace with you. So he was the most important man, and what you did for him was your most important business. So that time again, the most important man was the wounded man for you, and helping him out was the most important business for you. Remember then, there is only one time that is important, and that time is now. It is the most important time because it is the only time we have any power to act. Now, the hermit is telling the king that remember that whatever we are doing, whatever action we are doing, that all depends on the things that we do now. So that the most important thing is the time that is now. What we have is the present moment of ours. The most necessary person is the person you are with at a particular moment, for no one knows what will happen in the future and whether we will meet anyone else. So, whoever people you are meeting around, you are with at that time, they are the most necessary persons for you. And we never know that in the future again we will be able to meet them or not. The most important business is to do that person good, because we were sent into this world for that purpose only. So, yes, the people that we meet around, that is our friends, family, relatives, whosoever, whomever we keep meeting daily, we should always do good to that people. We should always be helpful, kind, respect them, care about them, and all. So, we were sent to the earth for that purpose. That is the main purpose of taking birth like a human. And this is how finally the king got the answer of all his three questions, and he was satisfied with those answers given by the hermit.